Hello and welcome. Thank you all for joining us for the first ever ISA virtual graduation as we recognize the graduating class of 2020. I know this is not how we envisioned our 4 unforgettable years together ending, but one thing that stands out with this class is our innate ability to persevere through tough times and challenges. Let's take this time to reflect on and remember the good times and the bad that have brought us to this pinnacle point in our high school career, rather than dwell on what could have been. We will never forget the time spent forging friendships and eating burnt grits at Heifer, discovering new cultures and playing in the white sands of New Mexico, traversing the complicated past of the civil rights movement while awaiting a bus mirror to be fixed in Alabama, and investigating the real-life impact of local and global problems in the complicated puzzle that is Washington, D.C. We will always have these memories from our 4 years at ISA to look back on and cherish as each one of us begins our own journey to find what we burn for and create a lasting mark on our world.
Graduates, families, friends, and distinguished guests, welcome to the commencement ceremony of the International School of the Americas Class of 2020. Your endless support during these challenging times has made this day possible.
Diplômés, familles, amis et invités, bienvenue à la cérémonie d'ouverture de l'École internationale des Amériques, classe de 2020. Votre soutien a rendu cette journée possible. Nous vous remercions tout d'avoir rejoint notre classe pour célébrer malgré les circonstances auxquelles nous sommes confrontés.
Liebe Mitschüler und Mitschülerinnen, liebe Familien, liebe Freundinnen und geehrte Gäste, herzlich willkommen zur Abschlussfeier der Internationalen Schule der Amerikas, die Klasse des Jahres 2020. Durch Ihre ständige Unterstützung ist dieser Tag überhaupt möglich. Ich wünsche Ihnen viel Spaß bei der diesjährigen Abschlussfeier.
皆さん、こんにちは。卒業生、家族と友達と来客様、ISA の2019年のクラスの卒業式にようこそ。私の名前はリチャード・カマタです。どうぞよろしく。今、日本語を話します。私たちは一緒に最後の長い旅を祝いましょう。
Scolares cognationes amici et convivae honoratae, complecte ad initium ceremoniam internationalis scholae Americis decuria 2020, tuum perpetuum auxilium hoc diem possibile per haec durum tempora fecit.
各位来宾，各位朋友，各位同学，各位家长，你们好！光临你们参加美国国际学校2020年毕业典礼，我们的成功离不开你们的帮助。在自我代表前期毕业，向你们表示恭喜感谢的。
Familias, amigos and convidados, bem-vindos para a graduação da Escola Internacional das Américas. Toma é 2020. Parabéns, você conseguiu.
Compañeros graduados, estimadas familias, amigos y distinguidos invitados. Bienvenidos a la ceremonia de entrega de diplomas de la Escuela Internacional de las Américas de la clase 2020. Gracias a su apoyo este día ha sido posible.
Beyond just the performance outcomes and habits of mind that every student at ISA is taught to embrace and incorporate into our reflections, the lessons we've learned also include those of compassion, honesty, respect, humility, and integrity. These values we share coincide with the understanding and honoring the humanity of every person who exists in this vast yet interconnected world. Therefore, it is only appropriate that we hear from one very important person who is responsible for guiding us along our journeys by demonstrating these virtues and values with immense dedication. In his 4 years as a principal at ISA, he has encouraged all students to pursue the path towards global citizenship through his leadership by example. Please help me welcome our principal, Mr. Stephen Magadant.
Nadia, thank you for the wonderful introduction. ISA Class of 2020, I see you. Friends, family, and distinguished colleagues, I see you. On behalf of the ISA faculty and staff, it is my pleasure to welcome all of you to the Class of 2020's virtual commencement ceremony, honoring our graduates and their many accomplishments over the last 4 years. This year we celebrate 119 students who have all earned the recommended or foundation plan diplomas. We also recognize 4 National Merit Scholars, 14 AP Scholars, 5 AP Scholars with honor, 7 AP Scholars with distinction, and 1 AP Scholar International Diploma. This year, we are not the only ones to recognize the excellence of the Class of 2020. Colleges and universities across our nation see so much potential in these young men and women that as of this recording, the class has been offered more than $7.3 million in scholarships and has accepted over $3.6 million in awards. While these numbers reflect the class's academic preparation for college and beyond, the Class of 2020 also is leaving ISA globally competent through collaborative projects, service, travel, internships, portfolio presentations, reflections, more reflections, and action. These students have been investigating and exploring their world and discovering its complexities and wonders. They have learned to recognize perspectives, understanding the origins of their own worldviews and lifting up the views of others. And they have shared their learning with audiences across the globe, including professionals, mentors, and international visitors in multiple settings across diverse communities. Apart from being scholars, they are contributors to this world. As all of our seniors know, they have been challenged to take substantive action in their local and global communities. Our seniors complete a minimum of 120 hours of service, many far exceeding the required amount, over 14,000 hours if you're trying to do the math. These graduates spend an additional 120 hours in an internship experience in a chosen field, working with professionals and mentors, learning with and from them. Members of the Class of 2020 have also served as ISA ambassadors, traveling to our partner schools around the world and hosting dozens of international students from our sister schools in Japan, South Korea, and Germany. Seniors, you've heard me say this before. We have a history together. In many ways, I think we figured out how to do high school together. In my first year, I had no idea what I was doing. I always felt busy, but not always productive. Sometimes just getting through a day felt amazing. In my second year, I had figured a few things out. Then, out of nowhere, something I didn't expect would happen, and there I was, back at square one. In my third year, I was more sure of myself. I felt more confident about giving and receiving feedback and guidance. I could handle a lot more, and I can make it look like I could handle almost anything. In my fourth year, I feel much more comfortable. I have developed a rhythm. Yet, I'm restless. I wonder what I want to be when I grow up. Most days I feel really confident. And I have a few bumps and scars, and I reflect a lot on how the experiences behind each scar and bump have made me a better person. I see a lot of my experience in all of you. I think a lot about how resilient our experiences have made all of us. Seniors, your class has easily had one of the most unique experiences that any graduating class at ISA can lay claim to. Your career at ISA has been full of immense success and crushing grief, all with a little high school mixed in. It may not always feel like it, but I think your time here has been extremely special. Every principal gets one first class, and I'm glad it's you. What a world, seniors. I have one wish for all of you. My wish is that you are able to embrace all of the memories of this unique ISA experience that we have shared together. Remember how fleeting all of this can be. Remember how these experiences bind us all together as one community, one humanity. In his opinion written for the 1972 Furman versus Georgia decision, Thurgood Marshall expressed these sentiments, and I quote, "In recognizing the humanity of our fellow beings, we pay ourselves the highest tribute," end quote. Seniors, I see you, and I pay you tribute. I wish that each of you remember that although we are not physically together, this is your community. You are and always will be Globies. We miss all of you, and we love you. On behalf of the ISA faculty and staff, congratulations to the Globie class of 2020.
It is my great honor to introduce our superintendent, the man who inspires growth in both the district and its students, Dr. Sean Micah. Although this is Dr. Micah's first year as superintendent, he has 23 years of experience in education. His extensive experience has been proven as he continues to search for new and innovative ways to improve and promote NEISD and its programs. He is a hands-on leader, meeting with parents and students throughout the year to discuss concerns and create solutions. In his 1 year as superintendent, Dr. Micah has visited all 68 schools in the district, has held a virtual town meeting via Facebook Live, and has attended our own Mensa 24 opening ceremonies. Dr. Micah has tirelessly worked to listen and understand NEISD students, not only as a superintendent, but as a father, a former teacher, and a community leader. He has worked to ensure that students are aware of the opportunities and possibilities available, helping each student recognize their own potential. Please help me in welcoming our superintendent, Dr. Sean Micah.
Thank you, Allison. At this moment, you and I are participating in a historic occasion. We are witnessing a graduating class that will go down in history as the class that continued to achieve and thrive through extraordinary circumstances. Seniors, you have endured social distancing. You have learned through virtual or packet lessons from teachers who were unable to provide you with the personal attention you have come to expect and deserve. You have experienced standing in lines for essentials and worrying about family members vulnerable to the illness. Of course, we all assume that at some point life will throw us a curveball. But this is a situation that no one expected or imagined. You started your senior year with visions of finishing high school with your friends at your side, enjoying sporting events, participating in academic competitions, attending the prom, or just sharing a lunch table or chatting in the parking lot. And of course, you imagined your family and friends watching you cross the stage at Laurie Auditorium. It breaks my heart that you could not have experienced the joys and triumphs of a traditional high school senior year. For 13 years, you worked for this moment. You deserve the fanfare. You earned the accolades. Traditionally at this time, a commencement speaker stands at a podium and imparts words of wisdom, advice, and reassurance, and encourages you to go out into the world with confidence. Well, this year, the wisdom, confidence, and encouragement come from you. You have inspired me, your board of trustees, your teachers, and your community. Your resolve and energy have taught us that even though we cannot control our environment during uncertain times, we can control how we respond to it. And you have responded beyond what anyone could imagine. You have turned disappointment into a resolve to help others. You have adapted to unique circumstances and situations. You have become creative in finding solutions to obstacles created by the pandemic. You have remained connected while apart. What you have accomplished during this difficult time is a testament to your strength, resilience, and creativity. You have demonstrated that you are prepared for whatever you encounter in life. As Eric Kollerick stated, people will say you're the class of 2020, and everyone will know what that means. Historians will always remember the class of 2020. I had no doubt back in the fall that your class of 2020 would make your families and schools proud. Yet, it was the circumstances of the last 12 weeks that have magnified the gifts that you have to offer the world. Share your gifts. Share your talents. Release what you have in you, and the right people will notice. I would like to borrow some words from Franklin Delano Roosevelt when he spoke to a graduating class. Yours is not the task of making your way in the world. Yours is the task of remaking the world, which you will find before you. May every one of you be granted the courage, the faith, and the vision to give the best that is in you to that remaking. On behalf of myself and executive staff, congratulations.
It is my honor this evening to introduce a prominent advocate for our school and an ever-present figure on our campus, Dr. Bridenstine. Dr. Bridenstine has been a reoccurring individual on class trips, fundraisers, meetings, presentations for our ISA class, and she has watched us grow throughout our high school education. Dr. Bridenstine, a professor of education at Trinity University, is responsible for shaping our future innovative educators. She has molded the teaching styles of so many of our teachers and has thus molded us into the learners that we have become. We are extremely fortunate to have such an intelligent woman and brilliant educator on our campus who has helped forge an even stronger educational partnership between ISA and Trinity University. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Angela Bridenstine.
Thank you, Sophia. And congratulations, graduates, families, teachers, educators, school board, all of the people who have had a part in this commencement. I want to thank everybody for allowing Trinity University and allowing me to be a part of this commencement ceremony. We're so excited at Trinity to be a partner with the International School of the Americas and to be a place where our interns in teaching have learned how to become teachers. We thank you guys, the class of 2020, for being the best teachers for our intern teachers. You teach them how to become compassionate, caring, kind, intellectual teachers, and for that we're really, really grateful. Personally, I want to thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of your life. For the last 4 years, we've had so many experiences at ISA together and also out on the road. And I remember our grade level travel so well, my small group, and then being with your entire class. I also remember the Model UN conference that you all pulled off so beautifully, and it gives me such hope to know that you're going into the future so well prepared. When I think about the circumstances of this graduation and this graduating class, I know that ISA has prepared you so well to take on the challenges of the future like this. Thinking of your 4-year experiences, thinking about the interdisciplinary projects that you did where you had authentic audiences to think about these global issues and how we can be a part of the solution. So from your first experiences in making a difference in digital media and thinking about using your voice, going to learn about hunger and sustainability, all the way to your Washington, D.C. experience to think about both global, national, and local solutions. One thing I want to end by saying, this isn't maybe the most usual experience, and so I've dressed up a little bit more to give you something a little special. Usually you'll see me in my street clothes, but I wanted to dress up a little bit for you today. So in my regalia, I welcome you in your regalia to this other side of high school. Welcome to the adventures that lay beyond. I hope that you can take all that you've gained here, and also we thank you for all that you've left behind. Congratulations, graduates, class of 2020.
Today I'll be introducing 2 people who I've had the pleasure of knowing since middle school. One is an amazing soccer player, a caring friend, and someone who everyone just loves. The other is a great football player, and for lack of better words, a crazy and outgoing friend who can make anyone laugh no matter what's going on. I have known these 2 for almost 7 years, and I am glad that I have had their influence in my life. Now, without further ado, I would like to introduce EVELYN and Dominic Roman.
Class of 2020, we see you. Graduation day is finally here. the day we've all been anticipating. While we were writing this, we were unsure about how graduation would be set up, but we knew for sure that it would be like nothing we ever expected.
We didn't expect to finish off our year the way that we did, for it to be cut short, without warning, and for us to have so many events and memories taken from us. We didn't expect that our classrooms would be replaced by our bedrooms, our lectures replaced by Zoom calls. But then again, did anyone really expect or anticipate how any of their semesters at ISA were going to be?
From the very first day of freshman year, as we walked into the auditorium and were welcomed by a standing ovation, we all knew that ISA was set apart from other schools. From then on, we grew together as more than just a class. We ran around stealing food from each other at Heifer, but also spent the nights under the stars together. We learned how to make a difference, how to play trashkaball, and how to work the runway during the cell pageant.
As the years went by, more and more unique events filled our days. We roasted each other in Musket Madness, raised money for indigenous tribes at the Advocacy Fair, danced at the Great Gatsby Party, and stood up for what we believed in during the Social Justice Project. Aside from arranging quirky events set up for us to truly learn about the world, ISA would not be what it is without its student body.
For years, we have carried each other, both figuratively and literally. In the classrooms and hallways, students playing leapfrog or jumping on each other's backs and racing was not an uncommon sight to see. We were each other's comfort in our hard times and did it for the boys in our best. We took on the personality that ISA offers, but also gave it our own.
All of these crazy and unique experiences wouldn't have been possible without our beloved teachers. These teachers show a clear passion, not only for their teachings, but for their students. They strive every day to make their students feel comfortable enough to express themselves and take their time to make personal connections with everyone.
We've been able to experience some of the gone but not forgotten teachers, like Mr. Polito, who literally jumped on the table and blew our minds over how incredible the universe is, or Mr. Anderson, who makes everyone feel like it's going to be a good day when he walks in as our substitute. We also broke in some rookies, who quickly adapted to the unique ISA culture and remain as some of the most influential people in our lives.
Freshman year was when we learned how unique the teachers at ISA are and how we should never take them for granted. The year that many of us met Mr. DeHart for the first time and said goodbye to him for the last. He taught us so much about the wonder and beauty of the world we live in and how to burn for what we love. We will continue to do our best to represent him as the last class to experience him as a teacher and a friend, and know that he is proud of us today.
We never expected our teachers to have such a significant impact on our lives. They've shown us what it means to be great, but also what it means to be good. Thank you, teachers, for your countless hours of hard work and patience, along with the selfless love that you have for us. Last year at the Junior Rite of Passage, I talked on the podium about how proud of everyone I was for accomplishing such a challenging and demanding year. The same feeling couldn't be more relevant to our senior year.
From running Mensa to planning every detail for our senior trip to DC, we took on our role as leaders seamlessly. It wasn't easy to balance work and play this year, but we made it happen. When we weren't finishing projects or assignments, or applying for colleges, or finishing up volunteer work, or working at our internships, we were making many amazing memories, from moshing at dances and concerts to simply playing chess during lunch.
When I think back to our trip to Washington, D.C., I realized just how much I genuinely loved being around y'all. Every moment was enjoyable, whether it was eating breakfast together, exploring museums and historical sites with our friends, discussing what we learned in our travel groups, or even having wrestling matches in the hotel rooms. COVID-19 might have taken a lot of memories away from us this year, but I will forever be grateful that we are able to experience our last class trip together.
I am so proud that everyone finished their senior year and met all requirements, even during a deadly pandemic. I believe that we are one of the strongest and most adaptable generations to graduate high school, and I know we've gained a greater appreciation for our years at ISA.
With all of our experiences, lessons, inside jokes, and memories, I have high hopes for the future of my class. We are the future leaders, politicians, doctors, teachers, and everything in between.
That being said, we'll know that we're still the same kids who challenge teachers to rap battles and live stream during math class. We will make mistakes, but we know that through our learned abilities to empathize and self-reflect, we will constantly be improving ourselves.
We will remember the love that we have learned and shared throughout the years.
We will go down in history as the class that stuck together, even from miles apart.
the class that will unconditionally burn for what they love.
Junior year was intended to be the hardest academic year of our lives yet. Whether I be taking multiple AP classes to studying countless hours for a good score on the SAT or ACT. During this overwhelming time, I believe that the class of 2020 can say that one teacher stood out above the rest. For this amazing individual is not only a teacher in the classroom setting, but is also a husband and a father to a newborn child. Mr. Polito has rightfully earned the title of our commencement speaker for this year's graduating class. He has taken on numerous roles that have helped us all understand how physics always revolved and continues to revolve around our daily life. One concept that we may never know is how much force or people does it take to move his car. He set out to make each new classroom experience one that was hands-on, whether it was dropping a water balloon from the second floor or catapulting one at his homemade boat. He kept our head afloat when we needed it most and provided us with the encouragement to keep moving forward. Mr. Polito is not only a devoted educator that brought the best out of us all, but is also my dear friend and ultimate Frisbee coach, and today he's here to represent the ISA faculty as our faculty graduation speaker. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Nick Polito.
ISA class of 2020. Wow, what a moment this is for me, but more importantly, for you. I still cannot believe that I am getting the chance to speak with you this evening one last time. I'm so incredibly humbled and moved that I received this opportunity. When I was asked to be your speaker, my first step was to go back over my class rosters from last year in order to relive the many unique experiences we shared together, not only in physics, but also during lunches, on the Alabama trip, in the astronomy and ultimate Frisbee clubs, and in the countless other ways in which we got to know each other. And reflecting upon these moments, I felt strongly that if I convey anything to you this evening, I hope it is that you know just how deeply I miss each and every one of you, and how much I am bursting with pride to see your names and faces on the screen as you end your ISA journey and move on to your next adventures. Outside of that message, though, I struggled. How can I do this justice? I could try to find the deep insight that countless YouTube videos showed me other commencement speakers have offered. I could mix in puns and jokes, but Dr. Sprott already spoke to you at Senior Awards. How can I offer you anything meaningful that is also authentic to who I am? Well, I'm gonna fall back on the words of someone who has offered me so much meaning and moments of reflection. This is an excerpt from a speech about a picture of Earth taken from beyond the orbit of Neptune. Of the nearly 640,000 pixels in the picture, the Earth takes up less than one. It reads, "Look again at that dot. That's here. That's home. That's us. On it, everyone you love, everyone you know, everyone you ever heard of, every human being who ever was, lived out their lives. The aggregate of our joy and suffering, thousands of confident religions, ideologies, and economic doctrines, every hunter and forager, every hero and coward, every creator and destroyer of civilization, every king and peasant, every young couple in love, every mother and father, hopeful child, inventor and explorer, every teacher of morals, every corrupt politician, every superstar, every supreme leader, every saint and sinner in the history of our species lived there, on a mote of dust, suspended in a sunbeam." I shared these words from Carl Sagan multiple times with you last year, but have always struggled to express the depth of meaning I find in them. As I reflected on my times with you, I realized the many ways that you exemplify the speech and the meaning that I find in it. There are, as he says, thousands of confident religions, ideologies, and economic doctrines, despite how cosmically small our stage is. And we see every day people's inability to share and explore the perspectives of those ideas that differ from their own. You have honed your ability to recognize those other perspectives and to understand where they are coming from. I challenge you as you begin your next chapter to never stop exercising those skills and to remember that those differences in our beliefs and ideals are far outweighed by the similarities of our shared human experience. When reflecting on that pale blue dot, Sagan recognizes every mother and father and hopeful child. Martin Luther King Jr. said that we must accept finite disappointment but never lose infinite hope. As you graduate high school today with endless possibilities in front of you, you epitomize that infinite hope. You are no longer children, but I challenge you to never lose that childlike hope for the world that you were born with. We have reached an inflection point where we get a chance more than ever to be creators of civilization. What better vantage point is there from which to redefine civilization than that of a hopeful child? And finally, because I want to keep this short so you can get on with your celebrations, I want to remind you that on that tiny mote of dust, suspended in a sunbeam, is everyone you love and everyone who loves you. This love has the ability to vanquish any darkness in our society. As this pandemic has ripped away any sense of normalcy in our lives and left us many times feeling more isolated than ever, I am reminded of the Carl Sagan quote I shared with you on the first day of class. For small creatures such as we, the vastness is bearable only through love. The fact that you are here today is evidence of the massive amount of love there is for you, from your families, your teachers, your principals, your friends. My greatest hope for you is that you let this love be your fuel to go out, pursue your passions, bridge gaps, create better civilization. And I hope that you pass that love on to help fuel others to do the same. Congratulations, class of 2020. I love you. Now go show the world what you burn for.
Graduates, even if you're watching from home, please stand. Dr. Micah, I present to you the graduating class of 2020 and certify that they have fulfilled all of the requirements of the Northeast Independent School District as set forth by the Texas Education Agency for high school graduation.
Thank you, Mr. Magadance. As superintendent, I hereby certify that the class of 2020 from the International School of the Americas has met all requirements for graduation as prescribed by the Texas Education Agency and the Northeast Independent School District. Will the graduates please be seated? At this time, it is my privilege and honor to present the 2020 graduating class of the International School of the Americas to member Mr. Omar Leos, representing the Northeast Independent School District Board of Trustees. Congratulations, graduates, and good luck.
Congratulations to you, the class of 2020. You have made it. The long hours of studying, athletic practices, fine arts performances, working after school and on the weekends have finally paid off. Thank you, graduates, for all your hard work and the dedication you gave to your school and to yourselves. This may not be how you wanted to end your school year, but you have persevered and have come out stronger than ever. As we say thank you to you, graduates, I want to remind you to take time to say thank you to those who have helped you get here. Say thanks to your friends for always being there in those rough times when you needed a shoulder to cry on. Say thank you to your teachers for always believing in you and pushing you to get to that higher goal. Say thank you to your family for being your personal cheerleader, supporting you throughout your journey. And finally, say thank you to your parents and guardians. Say thank you to them for always believing in you. Say thank you to them for picking you up when things got hard, and say thank you to them for their unconditional love. Parents, on behalf of NEISD, we say thank you too. Graduates, as you embark on this new adventure, it is during times like these that I am reminded of a quote by American author and humorist Mark Twain. The two most important days in your life are the day that you were born and the day you find out why. Perhaps some of you thought I would say the second most important day would be your graduation, but I would have to agree with Mark Twain. Your high school graduation is very important because it is an accomplishment that you have been worked hard for the last 13 years. But graduation is only a starting point. It's a new beginning for you to find yourself in this world, to find out what you'll do to contribute to society, to learn new things about you, and to discover how to make a difference in this world. After graduation, don't forget to keep on learning and growing. This will truly help you find out why you're here in this world. Mr. Magadance, Dr. Micah, as a member of the Board of Trustees of Northeast Independent School District, It is my honor and privilege to confirm and to accept the certification of the class of 2020 of the International School of Americas, in accordance with the requirements as prescribed by the Texas Education Agency and the Northeast Independent School District. Good luck, class of 2020, and God bless you all.
As conferred graduates, it is now time for you to move your tassel from the left to the right as a symbol of your status as a graduate of the International School of the Americas.
Claudia Lynn Adams, summa cum laude. Kenneth Sebastian Aguilar, summa cum laude. Apollonia VELIA Aguirre, summa cum laude. Marie Isabel Alvarez, summa cum laude. Evelyn Margarita Arellano, summa cum laude. Giselle Neroli Baltazar Salinas, magna cum laude. Jasmine Rain Barnes, cum laude. Seraphina BIENIK, summa cum laude. Isaiah Scott Bosmans. Malachi Jacob Brand, magna cum laude. Michael John Brawley, summa cum laude. Karen Bugarin, magna cum laude. Martin Cantor. Mauricio Alfonso Cardenas, cum laude. Paige Elizabeth Castle, summa cum laude. Brianna Lizette Saniceros, cum laude. Galilea Cervera. William Jehan CHANMUGAM, summa cum laude. John Riley Cochran, summa cum laude. Isaac Matthew Correa, magna cum laude. Jenna Nicole COUGHLIN, summa cum laude. Maxwell Russell Crowley, cum laude. Olivia Rosa Edwards, summa cum laude. Julia Claire Eichholtz, summa cum laude. Andrew Clayton Erickson, summa cum laude. Marcel Ray Flores, cum laude. Olivia Louise Flores, summa cum laude. Allison Ruth Fowler, summa cum laude. Jaden Deep Gabriel, summa cum laude. Crystal Garcia, cum laude. Logan Thomas Gilbert. Janelle Marie Gonzalez, cum laude. Isaac Goodman Gray, cum laude. James Allen Gustin, cum laude. Alyssa Ariana Gutierrez, summa cum laude. Anya Vi Hansen, summa cum laude. Elias Matthew Hansen, summa cum laude. Liliana Mendez Headley, summa cum laude. Sophia Mendez Headley, summa cum laude. Bianca Michelle C. Hernandez, summa cum laude. Carissa Grace Hopes, summa cum laude. Kenneth Nolan Hopes Jr. Kiara Faith Hopes, summa cum laude. Christopher Lee Collins Huseman Jr., summa cum laude. Mary Frances Imbus, summa cum laude. Kylie Alana Jewell, summa cum laude. Risa Victoria Jimenez, cum laude. Abigail Marie Jones, summa cum laude. Rachel Hoffman Kamada, summa cum laude. William Plotkin Cavey, summa cum laude. Stephanie Hahn Kent, summa cum laude. Catherine Ann Cattell, summa cum laude. Erin Marie Landry, summa cum laude. Lysander Atticus Valdez Ledden. Eva Grace Lizaraga, summa cum laude. Eric Clark Love, summa cum laude. Whitney Caprice Madrigal, summa cum laude. Dana Gabrielle Marion, summa cum laude. Thomas Augustus Max Matthew, summa cum laude. Gabrielle Patrice Maxey. Ian Alexander McEwen, cum laude. Catherine Alexandra Miknitsky, summa cum laude. Marissa Jolyn Montalvo. Madeline Cielo Morales, cum laude. Julian Eduardo Moreno, cum laude. Michaela Kennedy Morris, cum laude. Chloe Renee Murray, magna cum laude. Andrew Chong Tien Huang Nguyen, summa cum laude. Joshua David Ojeda, cum laude. Carlos Otterbach Leborero, summa cum laude. Manuela Sofia Palafox, summa cum laude. Matthew Ryan Peck, summa cum laude. Nadia Isabella Perez, summa cum laude. Sofia Inez Perez, summa cum laude. Evan Dean Pledger, summa cum laude. Elizabeth Rose Polhamus, magna cum laude. Michael Dawson Palavina, summa cum laude. Mariel Joan Prevost, summa cum laude. Sophia Patricia Quintanilla, summa cum laude. Starine Alicia Reyes, cum laude. Andres Nicolas Rivera, summa cum laude. Carolina Alexandra Robles, summa cum laude. Viviana Gianella Rochelle, summa cum laude. Alejandro Jesus Rodriguez Aguirre, summa cum laude. Dominic Martin Romo, summa cum laude. Christian Hilario Ruelas, summa cum laude. Joseph Francis Ruelas, summa cum laude. Annalise Nicole Saldivar, summa cum laude. Julius Alexander Saldivar, summa cum laude. Ivan Asbel Sanchez Maldonado, summa cum laude. Arul Seth, cum laude. Tatiana Olivia Sig, summa cum laude. Brianna Singh, magna cum laude. Andrew Lawrence Smith, magna cum laude. Andrew Claiborne Snell, summa cum laude. Ryan Joseph Solis, magna cum laude. Travis Andrew Soa, summa cum laude. Brad Isaac Stapleton, summa cum laude. Chloe Bell Steele, summa cum laude. Madison Olivia Stevenson, summa cum laude. Asia Imani Stewart, summa cum laude. Eolani Janice Tagle, summa cum laude. Julio Rafael Tavitas, summa cum laude. Paulo Eugenio Ternulo. Reagan Matthew Thompson. Alec Carlos Toland, summa cum laude. Pierrette Tombo, summa cum laude. Angelina Sherry Toro, cum laude. Ryan Crawford Tubising, summa cum laude. Ella Alexandra Yulstead, summa cum laude. Mauricio Varela Olguin, magna cum laude. Leslie Janelle Venegas, magna cum laude. Anne Catherine Vigil, summa cum laude. Olga Lilia Villasana Avina, cum laude. Benjamin Austin Weiss, summa cum laude. Emma Nicole Williams. Claire Elizabeth Wilson, summa cum laude. Parker Robert Worley, summa cum laude. Khartoon Dadiri Yusuf, summa cum laude.
On behalf of everyone at ISA's class of 2020, I would like to take this moment to express extreme gratitude to the incredible parents of this year's seniors. None of this would be even remotely possible without the guidance and love you have shown us throughout our lives, and especially with these past 4 years. Whether it was taking us to school every day, sending us on all of our school trips so we can better immerse ourselves in our learning, driving us to all of our school functions and extracurricular activities, or being there when we needed you most, you all have supported us. Now that graduation day has come, it is time for us to become more independent and begin our new adult lives. Yes, this is a very emotional time, but not a time to be nervous or anxious. We will be taking with us the lessons, advice, and experiences we have had with our parents, and we will be incorporating them into our future to be the responsible, global citizens we have learned to be. So, with this being said, thank you to all the parents for being there every step of the way on this journey. Thank you for your unwavering support, and thank you for being our first teachers.
Every student in the class of 2020 has had the honor of having the support and encouragement from our teachers and staff throughout our 4 years. They have shown us their passion and dedication through the good and bad times that each of us have had during high school. They taught us what it really means to be a Globie, and have all affected us in tremendous ways. For all their work, effort, and love, the class of 2020 would like to recognize those teachers who shaped us into who we are today. The freshman team took on the task of introducing us to ISA and the core values to which they hold so dear, teaching us to think compassionately and critically. They pushed us to set forth on our journey and taught us the skills we needed to talk to one another, bringing us close as a family. They also familiarized us with Trinity and initiated our love for the travel experiences. The sophomore team introduced us to the concepts of acculturation and assimilation, to which we were able to see in New Mexico. They coached us in our public speaking skills so that we could advocate for those who are losing their culture presently. Those skills will forever be embedded within us and will be effective in our future endeavors. The junior team, despite the challenges, worked hard to keep us motivated and engaged. They emphasized social justice and showed us that our voices are not silent and that we can make a difference. We will carry the dedication and drive they taught us for years to come. They have also shown us how to be vulnerable with those around us in order to understand others' point of view. The senior team taught us the necessary skills we needed to complete our college application and public policy proposals. They traveled with us to Washington, D.C., and helped us understand how we can change the world. Though our time was cut short with these teachers, you still impacted us in many ways in which we are thankful. Yes, our senior year did not go the way that we envisioned, but we were still able to make the best out of a hard situation. We also want to thank the ISA elective and world language teachers for giving us the opportunity to explore our individual interests. These classes give us the knowledge needed to better appreciate language, culture, literature, and science, furthering us on our path to global leadership. And lastly, to every faculty member who supported us the last 4 years, past and present, we are truly thankful for your time, support, and patience that you put into making sure that we could succeed. ISA faculty, the class of 2020 will always remember you as the most trusting, passionate, and intelligent group of educators that we could have asked for. Thank you.
ISA class of 2020. We have grown and developed for 18 years, such that we, like stars, are important because of our potential for life. Potential to become anything, be it if we're going to UTSA, or Trinity, or Baylor, or Stanford. These past 4 years have been filled with laughter, stress, lessons learned, shared memories, months of conferences, and countless blog posts. Though these times, we have left a piece of each other in all of us, and we will take these pieces wherever we go. At Heifer, when we climbed to the top of the hill to see the sky, we saw ourselves reflected in those infinite stars. It all seemed clear then. The next 4 years were unfurling before us, and we were okay with it. Today, though we're back in the light-polluted city, remember that there are stars above us, hidden as they may be. But that is not to say what lies ahead will be easy. As we are searching for what we love, we will struggle. We will face frustrations, failures, and heavy opposition. But in those moments, we will stand tall and we will burn for what we love. Our potential, though the difficulties that will come in the next 4 years, is as potent as it was in that clear night sky in Arkansas. Do not forget that. Congratulations, ISA Class of 2020. We did it.